everybody, Steve and I are here hiking our other great love, as many of you know, and we came across a really interesting pile of horse poop. For those of you paying attention to insects, you know a lot of them like the minerals and salts that come out of poop and pee and dead animals. And here we have two species as far as I can see. There's white striped blacks, that's a moth. Their host plant are impatiens. And then we also have a harvester butterfly, and their caterpillars are carnivorous, so they feed on the aphids that you often see on beech trees, so beech blight aphids. So the main take home here is never pass over a pile of poop without giving it a second glance. We're a bit further down the path in some beautiful eastern deciduous forest. Oh my, there are definitely some big, wonderful trees in here, some younger trees, and all of them, we hope, get to grow up and become grandmother trees and eventually old growth forest. Look at Steve. There is a reference. Let's check this out for a moment. Looks like we got a helicopter or plane going over us. But you can see Steve and I are still out hiking in the summertime. And it's a little bit murky today. So,
a little buggy. But
yeah.
We got our safety glasses
Yeah,
on.
why do we have these safety glasses
Because
on?
we found that you can't really see much in the forest when the leaves are out when you have your sunglasses on, but you also need to protect your eyes from bugs flying in them, so safety glasses work because they're clear.
Safety glasses! It's our hidden secret for hiking in summertime. Steve and I just keep walking down the trail, and this dude and his amazing eyes see what looks to be a dead leaf. And of course it's not. This is a cocoon for somebody. I don't know who. Some of you might know. They are on spice bush. Just goes to show you, there is life everywhere. Did you hear that? I scuffed. Because guess what? We're in Ohio, and there's some topography. Yes, there is. There's hills. Oh my gosh, there's steep trail. The trail we're on is a switchback trail. They're following contours. It's awesome. So right over here is a really big drop-off. If you're one of those people that have been duped into believing there's no topography in Ohio or Indiana or the Midwest, you better take a look around. Don't believe everything everybody says. I thought I better add something to the flatlands, because there are flatlands in Ohio and Indiana and much of our country, of course, for different reasons. But here, it's because big glaciers came over the land and smushed a lot of stuff around. That's a big deal. So if you're in the flatlands, there's still some interesting things to look at. And Steve, I'm wondering, even if you're in the areas that were glaciated, are there still areas that are not flat?
Oh yeah, creek valleys, cames, eskers, roche moutonnaise,
Wow.
drumlins.
Oh my gosh, everybody, these words are really cool. See, there's a lot to look up. Because it sounds like I'm still picking on the flatlands, I want you to know I'm not. I actually love the flatlands. They're home to a lot of wetlands and other types of beautiful forest. The only thing the flatlands have had to deal with is they have a lot of fertile soil. And we humans seem to like to eat a lot of food. So that's what's happening. We are visiting some oak trees all throughout this forest, And there are oak trees elsewhere in the world, but right now we're visiting two. One of them is chestnut oak, Quercus montana. It used to be Quercus prinus. And then white oak on the left, Quercus alba. And they're pretty different in their bark. This one's really chunky. This one's actually kind of muted compared to some of them. You can stick your fingers way in there. And they like these skinny, dry ridges. And we have a white oak right here. You can tell the bark is pretty white. And if I could show you the top, you would see that the bark is peeling. But I cannot show you that right now. But you can see, even right here, it's starting to do it a little bit, peeling away. And so these both do really well in these dry ridges, and they're definitely some of our best friends. That's an eastern wood pewee. And I found that it's really fun if you talk to them. So it goes like this. Pewee! And you can do that a couple times because they usually do. And then at some point they go, pew. Try it out. Pewee! Pew. We hiked 7 miles today, and it felt harder than most days. Last week we hiked 10 on our Black Cohosh challenge. I'm thinking it must have been because we spent about an hour, maybe 2 hours before our hike talking about all of the life questions we have. So to end the hike, I love to come visit this American spikenard, Aurelia racemosa. We love to hike in natural areas, and they are what inspire us. At home, we look at what grows in the environments all around us, and then we work to plant that. And this plant right here is the one that inspired us to grow spikenard on our land. And it's not always easy because the slugs love to eat them, but we persist, and this plant persists. It's not common, but they persist, and they are absolutely gorgeous and adored by birds when the fruit comes on. The flowers haven't quite opened, so soon I imagine there will be bunches of little pollinators on there, and we are ever so grateful.